Hi, babe. Love my life,
I love my life,
my everything.
my whole world and everything in it.
Okay, let's kick this off. Let's start with the elephant in the room, right? The big elephant.
This one?
Sure. Are you angry that you and Natalia didn't get a chance to qualify to compete for the women's tag team championships? What would it have meant to you to have the opportunity to make history?
Well, I mean, there seems to be a lot of inconsistency in the selection, Like, some of the people on Raw had to have, like, matches to qualify for, like, the tag team match Elimination Chamber. And then, like, Sonya and Mandy just like declared for it. Like, I don't understand how could they just declare and we can't just declare, you know? Right, Chunk? Who took our declarative rights, boy?
The butt.
But I got a little, it's our, it's. It is what it is, and there's a lot of women that really deserve the opportunity. And like I said before, there's me and Natty are much newer as a tag team. We're not as established as all the other women that are in the running for this. So, but we'll be very happy to be their first challengers or one of the first challengers for the women's tag team title.
Okay, let's get your thoughts on some of the teams announced for the match so far. Nia Jax and Tamina recently qualified on Raw. Mm-hmm. You've had more than a few run-ins with Jax. How do you think they'll fare in the match? What do you see as their strengths?
Well, I think Nia and Tamina are they're obviously a very formidable force for the size and strength advantage that they have, combined over everyone. Is just no one's even close. So, I think they're a force to be reckoned with. Mute force.
What about, well, you just kind of touched base on it. You just touched base on Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, but obviously Deville has an MMA background. Do you see that being useful inside a structure like the Elimination Chamber?
Well, I don't know if you can really call two amateur fights an MMA background, She was never really a professional. Like, she dabbled in it. Like, she seems like more like a hobbyist to me. But two of them just declared that they're in it, and good for them. I think they're going to do really well. So, but, I mean, they kind of have their own tension between them a lot and have a lot of inner betrayals with their own team. So I don't know. We'll see how they do. But I think that there's a lot of other teams that are a lot more solid of a bond than they do. Gotcha. What were you going to say?
Do you think that we shouldn't say that?
Why? She said shit about me getting kicked in the head. Fuck her.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck her then. The Iconics are a team that have been, or the Iconics are a team that have had some success here and there, but never any sustained momentum. Mostly competing as single wrestlers. Do you see this? Let me redo that. The Iconics are a team that have had some success here and there. The Iconics are a team that have had some success here and there, but never any sustained momentum. Mostly competing as singles wrestlers. Do you see this as a potential moment to shine now that they get to compete as a tag team?
You all right? That one hurt you?
Yeah.
You injured after that one? You got a little bit of a limp?
That one was rough.
I think your eyes swelling up.
All right, just answer the question.
I think...
I can't read good.
I can't read words good. It's okay, babe. I'll cook you pine clogs.
Thanks, babe.
I think the Iconics have been great as a team, and yeah, like, they haven't had, like, I mean, they've had a lot of momentum, but there's been a lot of interruptions in it. But think about like their first year. This is their first year on the main roster, and think of like everything that's happened. And think about how stiff the competition is. Think about, you know, there's just so much depth on both Raw and SmackDown, the women's division right now, that I think that them having that kind of environment to have their first year, I think is going to, it's a sink or swim environment, and I think there's going to be so much better as a team after all of this that, you know, they could be one of the teams that surprises everybody and wins it. There's only one first ever, and so you have to think about, like, who is it that's going to benefit the most or benefit, you know, I don't know. It's a crazy predicament where there's no obvious answer. This is all foggy now. There's no obvious answer, you know, of who it's gonna be. So it could be anybody. Could be the Iconics. I wouldn't be surprised.
Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan have had similar ebbs and flows, but they also have Ruby Riot watching their backs. While she can't help them in the chamber, you know that the importance of having a stable of people like the Four Horsewomen who support you behind the scenes. How does the factor into a match like this?
Well, I think one challenge that Liv and Sarah are going to have is that the Riot Squad is usually always in the three. They don't really do much separate of each other. They're always that same group. Whereas, like, Four Horsewomen, me, Jessamine, Shayna, and Marina are off doing our own things, and there will be two of them, or you know what I mean? Like, it's everyone, I feel like, can function independently as a pair really well. I mean, if anyone, I would have the one with the most trouble because I've had the least amount of practice with them. But I feel like the Riot Squad is super, super strong and well practiced and a well-oiled machine as a team. That's yet to be seen without Ruby, you know? So Liv and Sarah could surprise everybody, and all of this experience that they have working with each other could, you know, just click and they take the world by storm. Or, you know, they could have some growing to do on their own without Ruby. So we'll see.
Cool.
Though they've proven in the past to value other things more than their own friendship with various, you know, betrayals on either end, I think that they want this tag team title more than anything, and I think that they're the favorites to win it. But, you know, with their storied history, I don't know how long they'd be able to keep it. You know, that has to do with their own internal dynamic that nobody really knows but them. But, you know, the history does tend to repeat itself, so. I don't know. I don't know how they would do as a team, though. But I think Becky and Charlotte could be a really formidable team together if they didn't kill each other. But you know how those Four Horsewomen are.
Yeah. Go see a doctor, Becky. Nice and that.
Walk it off, Gimpy. I'd say the favorites are Sasha and Bailey. And
you think that over Nia Jax and Tamina?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think they just have more experience together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The underdogs. I would say that the underdogs that could pull it off are Liv and Sarah. But, you know, it has nothing to do with my personal opinions about them, just professional.